Oh, hi. Hi. Sorry, got caught up. I love that song. Beyonce, Crazy in Love. Now, you know where we ended the last time. We're talking about relationships again. This is Dr. G. Thank you so much for joining me for another daily dose of inspiration for mind, body, and spirit. And I am here to help you create that amazing life. Now, you have to wonder how people can be crazy in love and just so crazy, and then they're not. And then they break up. And then they can't stand each other. How in the world does all this happen? Well, last time we talked about some differences in men and women, and I was helping you understand the blurred lines of relationships. Well, now I want to help you understand this relationship cycle. How in the world do we start out crazy in love and you end up broken and can't stand to look at someone? What does that look like? Well, it's called the relationship cycle. So first in this relationship cycle, you have the honeymoon phase. That's the space when a person, your partner, is just so sexy, they're hot, he or she makes you laugh, they're sensitive, smart, they understand. Everything about them just seems to be wonderful. You can't wait for your friends to meet them. And your brain is just wired. And you have these butterflies. They give you butterflies, like MJ says. Okay, but during this stage, everybody is on some type of high. And so the decisions that are made are really based on your emotions and feelings and not your logic. But your hormones are high. So now, that's the first phase. The second phase, the real person appears. The real person sets in and your reality slaps you in the face. And your hormones have settled and you actually see who that person is. You start saying, oh goodness, they have faults. And so the hormones that were whirling around in your brain that were masked, they become obvious. And your partner isn't so perfect after all. So now what? Now what do you do during this time? You can either feel like you've been duped, that they were faking it, they had on a mask, they tricked you, and they're not honest of who they were. And you start to think, or is this something that you want to deal with? Which number 3 comes in, and you start reassessing that person. You see their faults and you say, do I really like them? You start maybe despising some of the things that you see. So their defects can begin to overtake their good qualities. And you start saying, well, I thought you were like this. You've changed. You've changed. All of that. Number 4, irritation and annoyance starts to set in. Now you're irritated because you don't like what you see. What you once thought was great, now you don't like what they're doing. So you're irritated and you're annoyed. And then number 5, the communication issues start. Because you have all these emotional things going on, now your lines get really blurred and it's hard to talk to somebody who you're annoyed or irritated with. So arguments begin to escalate and you don't see eye to eye anymore. There's so many of these things, and this is the relationship cycle that goes from being crazy in love to a breakup or something else, or just annoyed and having a bad relationship. So this is the time that I say you need to institute the JGWI. It's called Just Go With It. Just go with it in your life. These are things that you don't understand and you may not ever understand about a man or a woman. You just can't seem to get it. So just go with it. For men, there are certain things that you're not going to be able to understand about a woman. You're not going to be able to understand the conversations that women have with the other girlfriends, because women talk in loops. And you'll say, how in the world did you get over here? You were talking about this, so now why are you talking about that? So you're not going to understand how that happens. That is about the biologics and the way the brain is wired. Number 2, you may not understand why the shopping. Why do they have so many shoes? Why do you need so many shoes? Why do you need so many clothes? Just go with it. And number 3, you may not understand their emotional reactions and responses to a lot of things. Just go with it. For the women, I want to help you understand that you may not understand this love that men have for sports. And it's not to say that some women don't love sports. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. I'm just saying this is typical. So you may not understand, or you may not understand that love for just watching 6 hours a day of sports. It's like, really? Why? You just saw a game. Do you care who wins? Just go with it. Number 2, you may not understand the need for withdrawal. What that means is that men, they sometimes don't want to talk about it. They just want to be alone. They just have to get away to themselves. And that's what's called withdrawal. You may not understand it. Just go with it. You may not understand his responses or emotional reaction to things because we're different. These ideas will help you understand and establish things in your relationships that, you know what, I'm not going to get everything, so I'm just going to go with it. Understand the relationship cycle and how things happen, and then being able to just go with it will help to balance out your relationship. Help you understand, well, why do we end up so crazy in love and then we end up not? This is helping you to establish your relationship and create an amazing one. The next episode, I'm going to deal with some direct points on how to enhance your relationship and how to make it successful. Thank you so much again for joining me for this episode of your Daily Dose of Inspiration for Mind, Body, and Spirit. Please go to my website, creatingamazing.lives.com, sign up, get a free chapter of the book, get some other free stuff, and also tell your friends, get them watching this so they can have an amazing life. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and by all means, you want to get the book. It's so much information packed in here for you to help you create that amazing life. Once again, until next time, I want you to have an amazing day.
Looking so crazy, your love's got me looking so crazy, your love. When I talk to my friends so quietly, who we think he is? Look at what you